Sup dudes, this is Zabadoo Man, or just Zaber, and I've had this video on my mind for a while now. With the incoming release of Dragon's Dogma 2, I just wanted to make this video to talk a bit about my experience with the first Dragon's Dogma. And in the background, I'll try to drop some little bits and pieces of me playing the game in the past, along with me making my character for my soon-to-be Let's Play of Dragon's Dogma 2, coming soon. So with that being said, let's kick back. Early last year, I was going through YouTube when one day I came across this video right here. Now I don't know if the algorithm was throwing me a bone or something, but I can say from that video alone, my attention was theirs. Luckily for me, the game was on sale, so giving it some thought and counting the buttons, dead flies, and pennies from my wallet, I was sold and immediately started playing. Starting out, I can't even deny it, my browser was filled with guide after guide telling me tips, tricks, and the whole shtick. Being impatient, I tried to become the strongest as early as I could, and even ended up using some glitches here and there to nab some items I definitely wasn't supposed to have. But in the whole experience, I had fun. So after some glitches I used here and there, I ended up making my actual character, Salim. So mostly I made it for this Fire Emblem thing in the past. Hell, I even made Robin my pawn, but I'm getting off topic. When I actually started playing the game, I was instantly drawn into a world where boredom was the last thing on my mind. From going up against cheeks of steel.
Yo, this guy's got cheeks of steel, dude. What the fuck? Whoa!
To landing nasty trick shots in seagulls 1 week from retirement. Ooh. I was doing it all. Now, as good stories go, they always lead you somewhere, and with every place I went to, I looked down every nook and cranny just so I wouldn't miss anything. And sometimes it can lead to stuff like this. Wait, I can get that, 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 I can get that! But hey, as Belize says,
I wouldn't be me if I didn't loot.
And with looting comes fighting. And with the fighting, that was one of the game's selling points for me. I don't really have that many clips of me engaging in fights, but with a quick search you could see how crazy it can get. You can change your class from a greatsword swinging badass to a spell slinging sorcerer supreme. With that going for your pawns too, it turned the game into a D&D player's wet dream. And don't get me started on climbing! You can climb the monsters! And if you're wondering why I'm so excited about that, it's because there's this little game called Shadows of the Colossus, also known as my favorite game of all time. So I think you get the gist. Now, I could talk about the music, sure, but I don't think I'd do it much justice, so instead, I'll just show you. With this. This.
All ribbon, kith and kin, all given for this a never-ending riddle.
Oh, and this. Now back to what I was talking about. The story is as follows. You are a random dude who lives in a world where there is a phenomenon called the Dragon's Dogma. With this ordeal, there is a person who is dubbed the Arisen, and that person is you. After you get your heart ripped out of your chest by the dragon named Grigori. And now it's up to you and your trusty pawn to save the world and get your heart back. Now, a lot of people have said this story is very simple, and quite frankly, on paper, it is. But you'll just have to play the game to see how deep that story gets. And trust me, it gets deep. This is a game that has its story told from its journey, and that's something I don't want to ruin for any of you. It wasn't ruined for me, and because of that, I got to enjoy the game from start to finish, and came out with nothing but love for it, post-game and all. And did you know there was an anime for it? Granted, it isn't really canon, so you can watch it before you play, but watching it after does provide a better experience in my opinion. I've said everything I wanted to get off my chest about this game that I love dearly. And with that book closed on my life, I can open a new one in Dragon's Dogma 2, and I hope you guys can experience it with me. I can't even hide how excited I am for it. I'm not the greatest editor, the funniest person, and can't exactly keep to a solid schedule, but I want to improve, you know? So I'll keep at it until I reach that peak, and when I do, I hope I can see how far I've climbed. With that being said, thank you all for watching. Whether it's morning, afternoon, evening, or night, I hope it's been a good one. And remember,
Perhaps? Watching over what?